neural machine translation in e-discovery and litigation. As a conversation piece at a dinner party, that sentence might not endear you to your fellow guests, but it's a real-life topic, and we here at Iconic Translation spend a lot of time and effort on. Hi, my name is Stephen Davis, and I'm hoping in the next few minutes to inform you on this topic and educate you to a certain extent without burying you in an avalanche of geekdom. If you want that, I suggest you go to our blog, that's Geek Central. But the summaries are easy to digest for those without a PhD in the subject. Neural machine translation in e-discovery and litigation is a real-life thing. It exists in order to translate what is basically lots of foreign language into mostly English for review by a platform or a person for relevance to a specific matter. So I guess the increase in global trade and the inexorable rise of the amount of data being created that means that when disputes occur, there is often a high percentage of foreign language in an ever-increasing lake of data. And all that needs to be investigated for relevance. In the days of old, we saw law firms, corporate legal departments and service providers who might look internally for colleagues with the relevant language skills. But one native Italian speaker, for instance, can't translate 40,000 Italian docs quickly. A team of English-speaking Italian contract lawyers could do the job, but at great cost and time. The other option was always to do nothing, but that's way too risky. Or you could get it translated by machine, quickly, efficiently, securely, all from within your review platform, and last but by no means least, proportionately. 40,000 docs done by machine would take a few days. We translate at anything between 60 and 400 words a second and cost probably 5% of getting it done by a human. The quality would be excellent and very usable. I'm returning to the point about translating within a review platform. We are integrated specifically within all versions of Relativity as a starting point, but we also see ad hoc requests and non-litigation projects being met by our own web app, or a combination of both. Within the review platform, the translations stay in the workflow and are secure. We translate mainly using the cloud, but as that offers the greatest flexibility and access to all of the language that we do. But for an increasing amount of customers, we seem to be translating with even greater security on-premise. I mentioned quality beforehand, and that is often a cause for concern. Our latest neural approach has seen a significant increase in quality, or usability as we prefer to call it. The output needs to be accurate, understandable, and in context, as the next stage in the workflow may be some form of technology-assisted review or computer-assisted learning, i.e. by another machine, or by a human reviewer. Machine translation is a compelling technology that's impossible to ignore. It's probably not going to displace human translation where certification for a court is needed, but it's getting very close. I'll give you an example use case that you'll find helpful. We had recently an international matter with, I think, about 4 terabits of collected data, which was culled down to 200 gigabytes. Contained within that were 3 Eastern European languages with hundreds of thousands of files. They were Word, Excel, PowerPoint, emails, web chat, a bit of Bloomberg messages and the like. And all of that needed to be reviewed in English quickly, securely and effectively without spending hundreds of thousands of pounds. Our neural machine translation was deployed within the review platform, and the translation started immediately, and the output was used with immediate effect by a combination of computer and a review team to start looking for relevance. In this case, native files such as Word and Excel are translated and returned as new native files, i.e. Word and Excel, with identical formats as the originals, as context is often needed. Extracted text is returned in the same format. This is mostly email, but it's important again in terms of context. The whole project took no more than a few weeks to run at a cost of thousands rather than hundreds of thousands. Usability rates are extremely high, and the workflow is consistent and contained within one system without the risk of moving data from one platform to another. Neural machine translation offers massive efficiency gains to today's e-disclosure process. The power, speed and accuracy, along with high levels of security, means it's hard to ignore in the practice of law. Thanks for listening, and be sure to visit our website for more detail.